So Simple tutorial. Good morning students, welcome to SST So Simple tutorial. In the previous class, we read about the sexual division of labor. We also read about the feminist movements and the result of feminist movements. Today, we will read the different aspects of life in which women are discriminated or disadvantaged in India. But before that, let us understand a new term, patriarchy. Look at the glossary given below. Patriarchy, literally rule by father. This concept is used to refer to a system that values men more and gives them power over women. So, in a patriarchal society, male plays a dominant role. The opposite of patriarchy is matriarchy, where mother or woman is powerful. In India, we find matriarchal society in the state of Meghalaya, practiced mainly by the Khasi or Garo tribes, but largely Indian society is a patriarchal society. Therefore, women face discrimination in a number of ways. You can see the slide. There are certain points that I will touch upon one by one. First, literacy rate. Let us begin our discussions with the literacy rate. According to 2001 census, the literacy rate among women was only 54% as compared to 76% among men. You can see a gap of 22%. In the 2011 census, the literacy rate among women increased to 64.5% and the literacy rate of men became 82.1%. What can be the reason for this? The negative attitude of parents towards the girl child and her education is one of the major reasons of low female literacy rate in India. In most of the families, boys at home are given priority in terms of education, but girls are never treated in the same way. Right from the beginning, parents do not consider girls as earning members of their family, as after marriage they have to leave their parents' home. So their education is just considered as a wastage of money as well as time. For this reason, parents prefer to send boys to schools but not girls. If we talk about higher education, even there, a small portion of girl students only go for higher studies. There is one more problem here, problem of dropping out from schools. Students, do you remember what is dropping out? I had discussed this in the lesson People as Resource. When a child does not finish his or her studies in a school or college for whatever reasons and withdraws from it, we call this dropping out. Many girls drop out of schools because they are needed at home to help doing household chores and taking care of small children. Let us discuss next point, unpaid work. The proportion of women in highly paid jobs is still very small. On an average, an Indian woman works 1 hour more than an average man every day. Yet, much of her work is not paid and therefore not valued. This is a survey which was conducted in 6 states of our country. It shows that an average woman works for a little more than 7.5 hours every day, while an average man works for 6.5 hours. Women also do a lot of direct income generating work, but the bulk of the work is household related. This work always remains unpaid and invisible. Let us discuss another important point, unequal payment. Equal Remuneration Act was passed in 1976. Remuneration means money that is paid for a work or service. According to this law, it is the duty of the employer to pay equal remuneration to men and women workers for the same work or work of similar nature. The objective of this law is to avoid discrimination against women. and to treat them in a fair and just manner. But what is the ground reality? You will observe that in all areas of work, from sports to cinema or from factories to fields, women are paid less than men even when both do the same work. Let us now see another aspect where they are discriminated, that is, sex ratio. In many parts of India, parents prefer to have sons and find ways to get girl child aborted before she is born. This tendency has led to a decline in child sex ratio. I hope you understand sex ratio. Sex ratio is the number of females per thousand males in a country. But before we lament on child sex ratio, let me tell you something good about Kerala. So far, you have read that Kerala is a state which has low IMR. There is another excellent feature of Kerala, and that is its sex ratio. According to 2011 census, it was 1084. That means Kerala has more female population than male. Okay. Let us return to our topic. What is the situation of sex ratio today in our country? Look at the map given on the screen. The child sex ratio 0 to 6 years census 2011. The number of females per thousand males is falling. Such sex selective abortions have led to a decline in child sex ratio in the country to 919. This ratio has fallen below 850 or even 800 in some states. You can read from the colors: Punjab, Haryana, Delhi. Let us now discuss next point, domestic violence. Domestic violence is the most common form of violence against women. There are reports of various kinds of harassment, exploitation and violence against women. Both urban as well as rural areas have become unsafe for women. They are not safe even within their own homes from beating and other forms of violence. The next issue that I wish to cover today is the political representation of women. Against all such discriminations that we discussed just now, women have been raising their voices, and many changes that have come is all because of their struggle. But there is a lot to achieve yet. Women's problem will not get attention unless women control power. How is this possible? This is only possible when we have elected representatives. Let us see the real picture of elected representatives now. In India, the proportion of women in legislatures has been very low. First of all, take Lok Sabha. The percentage of elected women members in Lok Sabha touched 12% of its total strength for the first time in 2014 elections. It then increased slightly to 14.36% in the 2019 elections. What is the condition of state assembly? Let us see. The share of women in the state assemblies is less than 5%. Look at the graph given in the screen. Women in the national parliaments in different regions of the world. In Nordic countries, it is the highest, 42.3%. Then America, Europe, and so on. What is surprising is that even America and Europe have not achieved a satisfactory level of women's representation. In America, the percentage is mere 39.5 and in Europe it is 26.4. The world average is 24. India stands last. It is 11.8, which is not only very much below the world average but also behind the African and Latin American countries. It is seen that in our country, even when the chief minister or the prime minister was a woman, the cabinet was loaded with male members. From MCQ point of view, you just note down these figures. I expect that you remember at least the Nordic countries where figure is the highest. You must remember what is the world average and what is the figure for India. Let us now discuss women in local government bodies. We already have read about them in second lesson. At least one third of the seats in local government bodies are reserved for women. There are more than 10 lakh elected women representatives in rural and urban bodies. To give a similar representation to women in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, Women's Reservation Bill having a proposal for reservation of at least one third of seats in Lok Sabhas as well as Vidhan Sabhas is long pending in Parliament. Just think, it was first introduced during Devi Gowda's government in 1996. Thereafter, it was introduced several times, but the result was same. There is lack of consensus over this among all the political parties. Therefore, it is not passed so far. Watch this cartoon. Here you can see that every gate of the parliament is blocked by men who do not wish women to enter the house. But what they are saying, don't worry, we will find a way for you. That means they pretend to show that very soon they are going to pass a bill regarding women's reservation in the house. So students, this is all about political representation of women in India. Why the picture is like this? Can you think of some reasons behind this low representation? I think actually India is male dominated society and hence role of women in decision making fields which includes politics is very low. They are neither encouraged nor motivated by family members to join politics. No one likes women to go outside and do netagiri. Political parties talk about political equality for women, but during elections they hesitate to give tickets to women candidates. Their literacy rate is low. Maybe another reason. You also think you can add some points. Okay. Let us go to the question part now. Students, you should be able to answer these questions now. 1. Mention different aspects of life in which women are discriminated or disadvantaged in India. 2. What is the status of women's representation in India's legislative bodies? Dear students, let me stop here now. In the meantime, you read your textbook. In the next class, we will discuss communalism and secularism. Till then, keep reading and have a nice time. Thank you.